Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gregory Contracting and Excavating Billy Kaylor Show, where we cover everything here in Lower Afton with the Chuckey-Doak Black Knight football team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Billy Kaylor. Coach, how you doing this rainy, muggy, cold evening?
A little bit chilly outside today.
It is.
Yeah, it was a cool practice for sure.
It's not ideal. It's been warm here lately, but as we're closing in on November, you kind of expect it a little bit. It's fine with it being cold, just not with rain. I'm not a big fan of rain.
Yeah, cold rain's ain't no fun.
No, not at all. Cold weather's not any fun either, but you got to endure it somehow, some way or later.
That's right.
Snow and rain is just not ideal to be playing football or coaching football in, I would say.
No, it's not ideal. But like I said, it's, you practice when it's hot because you want to play when it's cold, So it's part of this time of year.
Didn't have any rain this past Thursday night when you played. That's been one of the themes all year is that there's been rain literally every Thursday or Friday night that there's been high school football this year, it seems. You got to avoid that for your third Thursday night game of the season against Gatlinburg-Pittman. Finished up the season here at home. Talk about that game from start to finish and what the night was like.
No, it was a tough night. They're an extremely talented football team, and they played obviously very well. And, we did some good things. We just struggled to finish drives, and, they're extremely explosive offensively and got some really talented dudes over there. So it was a tough night for sure.
Being a little short on offense too, struggling in some positions, what did their defense give you that you expected? Were you just not able to get around some of it, or were they just kind of overmatching you on offense?
Oh, they were really good in their defensive front, and, we struggled to run the football inside, and that's kind of been a staple of what we do offensively. So if we struggle to run the ball, it kind of puts everything else behind the eight ball, and we did struggle there Friday night, so it kind of made it tough on us.
2 times you were able to get into the end zone, though, and you were able to finish drives. You got Brazen Mervin and Isaiah Treadway into the end zone. Talk about both of those offensive drives and what led to those touchdowns in the end, and you were able to finish those drives.
We ended up, early. We kind of broke loose a little bit. We established a little bit of outside run, and that helped. And we made some pretty heady plays and kind of wheeled ourselves into some first downs, which was good. And we were able to get Brazen loose a little bit, and then late, let Isaiah go be Isaiah and, catch deep ball and kind of go over somebody, and he did a good job there. Like I said, we did things at times we did well at times. We just struggled to run the ball, and it put us off schedule.
Isaiah added another touchdown to his total, too. I don't know if we've mentioned this on an interview yet, but you and I pretty much figured it out. I think he is the all-time career receiving touchdowns leader in Chuckey-Doak High School history now.
Pretty close. If he's not, he's within 1 or 2.
I can't remember what the number was that we looked at last week, but with the number that he finished with last year added on to what he's got now, I'm pretty sure he has eclipsed that mark and he is at the top there.
Yep.
He's been a player that you've seen make plays all over the field since his sophomore season too, and he's grown each year, and you can see that competitive drive in him. Talk about what you were able to notice when you first got down here to coach him over summer and how he's grown in his senior year. Well,
obviously he's extremely athletic, and he's got great size. He's a big, tall kid and strong and fast and all the things you want. What's been really cool is to watch him grow as a leader this year. I've told him that several times. It's been pretty neat to kind of watch him grow into being not just a talented player but a great leader. So he's done a great job for us all year. We'll certainly be missed, but we're looking forward to seeing what he does this week as well.
He's got plenty of other sports to play. He's got basketball and then track and field later this year also. But unfortunately for some of these guys, it was their last time playing in a Chuckey-Doak uniform at Chuckey-Doak High School with it being senior night. How well did senior night go, and how much did you enjoy those festivities that were involved?
Oh, man, these special group of kids, they've been through a rough stretch here. There's not a lot of high school kids that end up having 4 head coaches in 4 years, and they've done a great job and really set some foundation for what we're going to build here long term. So we're extremely thankful for them and thankful to them for what they've done, not just this year but through their careers. So we were able to honor those guys, and that was cool. Hate the game didn't turn out better, but really proud of them, really thankful for them.
Talking about that too, with that certain class having 4 different coaches in 4 seasons, I think you kind of have to credit a lot of their success to them also, because in those 4 seasons, it's not like you have 4 different head coaches and you have 4 straight losing seasons. They had 4 pretty productive seasons with 4 different head coaches too. So it's pretty remarkable to see them go from a different leadership year after year after year after year and still be able to produce at a high rate and still have over, I think, an over 500 winning percentage in each season too.
Yeah, they've done a great job. They're a very talented class. The class before them was obviously very talented, and so they've had certainly their fair share of adversity, but they've risen to the occasion and have the abilities there to be successful. So they've had a great career here. That whole senior class has, and we're very proud of them.
It's one of the more remarkable classes that have gone through Chuckey-Doak High School and stepped on the field here in Lower Afton. Unfortunately, they finished their home playing career this past week against Gatlinburg-Pittman, but you're going into the playoffs now. That's a good thing. And my favorite thing that I get to say every single year during the football season, now that we're in playoffs, everybody's 0-0.
That's right.
Everybody's 0-0. It's a brand new season now. You've got a tall task ahead of you, though, in Alcoa. We'll go ahead and talk about that after the break, though. We need to get some messages on the screen first, so we'll be right back in just a minute here on Grassroots Media.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Gregory Excavating and Contracting Billy Kaylor Show, where we cover everything here in Lower Afton with the Black Knight football team. As always, I'm joined here with Chuckey-Doak head coach Billy Kaylor. So you've got the opening round of the TSSAA Class 3A playoffs this week.
Yep.
You got Alcoa ahead of you in the first round. Unfortunately, you have to travel down there to play Alcoa.
Yep.
Everybody knows about Alcoa's pedigree. I think 8-time defending champs coming in here now. I don't know when the last time they've lost a game in Class 3A was. What is your mindset going down there this Friday night, and how are you going to game plan around them?
I mean, they're extremely talented football team. They do. They've been good for a long time, and they're good for a reason. They do things the right way, and they're very talented on top of that. So, I told our guys today, this time of year, it doesn't matter what level you're playing at or where. Playing in November's hard, and it should be, because everything matters now. And all you can do at this point in time, no matter who you are, no matter who you're playing, is put yourself in an opportunity to be successful. And that's all. All you're guaranteed is the opportunity. We've seen crazy things happen every year, and you're not, unless you're prepared for that situation, you're not going to be ready to take advantage of something if it pops up. So you got to prepare, obviously really diligently and with a great mindset for such a good football team. And then, if you have the opportunity to be successful, you give it your best effort, and you hopefully seize that opportunity. And that's all you can ask for. It doesn't matter who you are, who you're playing. I've been seated everywhere you can be seated in the playoffs, and we're blessed with an opportunity to play in November, and I'd like I said, it doesn't matter. I've been a 1 seed getting beat by 4. I've been a 4 seed beating a 1, and all it takes is preparation and opportunity. And if you can put those two things together, then you get the opportunity, and hopefully you take advantage of it. Nothing else is guaranteed you. So prepare what you control, prepare the best you can, and then take advantage of it when the opportunity comes.
As you said, too, extremely talented football team over there in Alcoa.
Yeah.
We know the talent that they have. We know the D1 scholarships that they've got on them, too. They've got a talented offense. What do you expect to see from their offense, and what kind of schemes are they going to run?
Oh, they run the football really well. They're good up front. They're going to run their inside zone stuff. They'll push the ball down the field vertically some. They're good in the quick game. They're talented across the board. Quarterback can run a little bit. They'll do some zone read stuff. So, you've got to be prepared everywhere, and they're different than a lot of teams. A lot of teams, have an identity, and which they do as well. But you look at a lot of teams, think, well, if I can stop that, then we got a pretty good chance. You got to be prepared across the board for those guys because they do everything well.
What do you expect to see from their defense also? What kind of schemes are they going to run to try to limit your attack?
Oh, they're multiple front. They'll run some odds, some even. Very explosive in the second level. They're really good at linebacker and fast up front, very physical. So you got to be prepared for them to switch fronts on you, go from odd to even, bring a little bit of outside pressure. And they're in the same situation. You kind of go look at them, a lot of teams, and say, well, they want to do this defensively. If we can force them out of that, then they're going to be uncomfortable, and we'll be pretty good. Well, these guys are pretty good at everything they do, so you got to be prepared across the board to take advantage of what they give you scheme-wise and coverage-wise. And
I kind of said it a minute ago, but I don't know when the last time they've lost a game in Class 3A is. They're 8-time defending state champions now. How remarkable of a win would that be, not only for Chuckey-Doak, but in your coaching career also, if you were able to get a win?
It'd be awesome. It'd be across the state. These guys have run 3A for a long time across the state, and it'd be big, for a county school to beat them. That'd be awesome. It'd certainly be one of the bigger wins in my career. I don't know that I've probably coached against a lot of teams that were that talented. A couple maybe, but not a ton. So, they're an extremely good football team, and I told the guys we get the opportunity to go play a good football team. There's a bunch of teams across the state that don't have the opportunity this week. They're done, and I would much rather have the opportunity to come practice than be taking up gear. So if we attack it that way, and we attack with the mindset that we're going to put ourselves in the best position we can to go take advantage of an opportunity, then I'll take that shot and let the chips fall where they may.
Not only with it being Alcoa, but just having the word playoffs attached to a certain game. Do you think that motivates the boys in the locker room a little bit going out there? Because for some of them, like we mentioned, this is potentially the last time they put on a Chuckey-Doak uniform, or potentially the last time they ever play an organized game of football. Do you think having the word playoffs attached to that makes them play harder on the field and gives them that extra edge of motivation?
I'd certainly like to think so. It's a win or go home situation like playoffs always are, and particularly in football. So you want to make sure that you give yourself the best opportunity you can. And I heard an old coach say one time, you build, you've got culture when you've got 4 senior classes in a row who have been to the playoffs all 4 years. These guys have been to the playoffs, I believe, all 4 years. Mm-hmm. So they are, a strong start in building a winning culture. So, far be it from us to not take advantage of that opportunity because it's cold or whatever else it may be. Let's go take advantage of the shot, and hopefully the fact that it is, win or go home situation does put a little fire in their gut.
I would say it would too, because I think that would give anybody that extra edge of motivation, knowing that it's the playoffs, because that's what you play for every single year. You play to get into the playoffs, and then when you get into the playoffs, you've obviously got your eye on going down there to Chattanooga and playing for a state championship too. But you've got Alcoa ahead of you first. As always, what are your 3 keys to success that you need to carry out this week?
Oh, we got to be physical up front, control the line of scrimmage. That goes a long way on both sides of the football. So control the line of scrimmage, be sound in our technique and tackling, particularly on the edge. They're very fast and explosive. And then, take care of the football. If we can force turnover too and not turn it over on our end, then that certainly gives you a little bit of edge. So if we can do those 3 things, I think we'll give ourselves a chance.
All right, that's all we've got this week. You've got Chuckey-Doak playing at Alcoa in round 1 of the Class 3 playoffs this upcoming Friday night. Game times, I think, are all set for 7 o'clock. Is that correct?
Sir, I believe so.
7 o'clock throughout the entirety of the playoffs. TSSA sets those. So that's all I've got this week, Coach. Thank you for sitting down with me this week. Yes, always a privilege coming down here to Lower Afton. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Gregory Contracting and Excavating Billy Kaylor Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.